With the Game Informer article out, it seems we were hit with a bunch of new information for Dragon Age the Veilguard. It's officially confirmed that the two Evanuris that emerged from the Veil are Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain. It is also confirmed here that the Blight and seemingly Darkspawn will finally return to the series. Blighted gods. Yeah, we're in trouble. I started thinking about what the Evanuris have planned for us, and that is, I think Elgar'nan will bring the 6th Blight. This is going to be a lot, so let this be your spoiler warning. I'm going to be talking about all Dragon Age spoilers, so if you plan on checking out the series, come back to this video later. A lot of Dragon Age lore within the universe seems to be connected, especially with the ancient elves, which makes sense because a lot of their history has been lost to time. One of the biggest mysteries is how the Blight even started and why it happens to begin with. Before I dive into my theory, let's quickly go over the lore and history of the Blight. The Blight is a period where Darkspawn find and corrupt one of the Tevinter old gods, a dragon, and turn them into an archdemon by the taint to lead them and the horde to attack the surface world. Up until now, it is not fully known as to why the Blight happens or how it really began, but it is believed through the chantry that the Blights are punishments of the Maker upon the Magisters who broke into the Golden City and corrupted it. Now, let's talk about Archdemons. Archdemons are old gods manifested in the form of powerful dragons, and are tainted by Darkspawn. Archdemons are extremely intelligent than the average dragon, and purely evil creatures. The Devinters of old worship 7 old gods. That sounds very familiar, doesn't it? This includes Dumat, the Dragon of Silence and the Archdemon of the First Blight. Zazakel, the Dragon of Chaos and the Archdemon of the Second Blight. Toth, the Dragon of Fire and the Archdemon of the Third Blight. Andorol, the Dragon of Slaves and the Archdemon of the 4th Blight. Urthamel, the Dragon of Beauty and the Archdemon of the 5th Blight. Razakel, the Dragon of Mystery. And finally, Lucican, the Dragon of Night. So how does this relate to the Evanuris? This snippet in the Game Informer article says, however, the blighted elven gods roaming the world, and thanks to the Blight's radiation-like spread, it's a much bigger threat in the Veilguard than in any Dragon Age before it. Along with Michael Gamble, project director at BioWare, confirming in this tweet, can confirm Darkspawn, Gore, and the Blight. My gosh, the Blight. It seems the Blight is a pivotal point in the Veilguard. Now, thinking back on Solas and the purpose of him locking away the Evanuris, he never exactly explained as to why he did it. He did say they were terrible people and exploiting their powers against everyone, but is that really all there was? As I mentioned earlier, a lot of the lore within the Dragon Age universe seems to be connected. What if the reason as to why Solas had locked the Evanuris away was because they started the Blight? More specifically, Andruil. There's a long-standing theory among the community that Andruil, the elven goddess of the hunt and known as Lady of Fortune, loved challenging hunts, so much so that she went after the Forgotten Ones into the Abyss, which drove her mad. Andruil put on armor made from the void and made weapons out of darkness. She brought plague to her lands and howled things that were meant to be forgotten. And just a quick recap, the Void is the home of the Forgotten Ones, a group of mysterious elven gods. According to Dalish legends, it is said that Fen'Harel, Solas, tricked the Forgotten Ones and the Evanuris to lock them away. Knowing how the Dalish don't exactly know their own history and given how Andruil partially corrupted the Evanuris with the Blight, I have a feeling Solas wasn't to blame for this one. Also, a lot of the descriptions of the Archdemons also kind of relate to each of the Evanuris, especially Elgar'nan, who was one of the first Evanuris and seemingly the worst among them. Before I continue, let's learn about Elgar'nan. Elgar'nan, also known as All-Father, the eldest of the sun and he who overthrew his father, is the elven god of vengeance and the sun. He is said to represent fatherhood and lead the pantheon with his wife and fellow Evanuris Mythal. It is said that Elgar'nan was one of the first elven gods and was born of the sun and earth. Legends say the sun grew jealous of the favor shown by Elgar'nan for things of the earth, and so the sun burnt them to ashes. In retaliation, Elgar'nan threw the sun down from the sky, but before things escalated, Mythal stepped in and stopped him. She convinced him and helped him restore his father to the sky on the promise that the sun would set each night. With Mythal and his parents' help, Elgar'nan remade the world. In truth, Solas reveals in Dragon Age Inquisition that Elgar'nan enslaved the elves while the Valeslians were slave markings for them.
Your face, the Valesline. In my journeys in the Fade, I have seen things. I have discovered what those marks mean.
They honor the elven gods.
No, they are slave markings. Or at least they were in the time of ancient Alathan.
Out of all the archdemons that were mentioned, I couldn't help but notice Lucican, the Dragon of Night. Sounds a little similar to Elgar'nan's backstory, involving him throwing down the sun with the intentions of destroying it. The ancient Evincers associated Lucican with the constellation of the Tenebrium called Shadow. However, it is traditionally depicted as an owl than a dragon. Now, I know the owl is typically associated with Valentin, but let's be honest here, a lot of the history about the elven gods have been wrong. However, Elgar'nan is believed to wield fire, light, or lightning that burns his enemies to ashes. Now that sounds like a dragon if you ask me. Lucican is also expected to be one of the next archdemons to start the next Blight. But if Solas locked away the Evanuris, how has the Blight managed to continue after they were gone? Well, remember Mythal at the end of Dragon Age Inquisition? She placed a part of her away in the Alluvion. Who's to say the rest of the Evanuris didn't do something similar? This entire situation gets worse when I think about how it's possible that the 7 Evanuris were already corrupted by the Blight before they were locked away. Now sitting in the Fae for thousands of years, how much worse will the radiation be when they're free? There is also Sandal's prophecy back in Dragon Age 2.
One day the magic will come back. All of it. Everyone will be just like they were. The shadows will part, and the skies will open wide. When he rises, everyone will see.
I used to think this was referring to Solas, as Fan Harel, returning and ripping the veil open to destroy this world and bring back his. But now knowing Solas and this new information, he wasn't even trying to do that during this ritual, but to move Elgar'nan and Ghilan'nain into a new prison as this one was failing. It seems Sandal was talking about Elgar'nan himself, which relates to this teaser trailer BioWare released a few months back.
All the world will soon share the peace and comfort of my reign.
Is this the voice of Elgar'nan, showing the map slowly being swallowed up by darkness? This also matches up with his lore, him throwing down the sun, along with key art, and with his new trailers having the eclipse shrouded everything in darkness.
Seen friends lose life and limb. But there's always someone bent on breaking the world.
Speaking of the trailers and key art for Dragon Age the Veilguard, it is no secret that a dragon appears in every Dragon Age game, but this one just seems to be the focal point. We have Rook and the Veilguard facing off against one angry looking dragon, along with darkspawn surrounding them. And if you look behind the dragon, you can see an eclipse. Given Elgar'nan is the god of vengeance, it would make sense that he would be a mean-looking one. Could this be Lucican that the Chantry has been prophesizing? This leaves Ghilan'nain and what her role in this could be. I don't believe Ghilan'nain to be an archdemon, mainly because of her lore. Ghilan'nain is the goddess of guides and navigation, one who was transformed into the first Hala, and one of the last to join the Elven Pantheon. Ghilan'nain is also known for being the creator of creatures and monsters. It got me thinking, what other being is like that who is a part of the Blight? Broodmothers. Broodmothers are giant tentacle, honestly disgusting looking creatures who are capable of spawning multiple darkspawn. Darkspawns have no female counterparts, so they have no way of reproducing naturally. So they take female captives during raids and turn them into broodmothers. Ghilan'nain was turned into the first Hala thanks to Andruil, according to legend, which is probably why she looks like a monster in person. She was also never part of the Evanuris until they gave her that title later on, when she was able to create creatures. It's possible she was the first broodmother ever created. Adding the corruption from the Blight and even more so with the radiation, maybe that's why she looks like that coming out of the veil. Now, I did mention 7 archdemons. 5 of them have already been defeated, leaving only 2, Lucican and Razikel. Lucican being a male archdemon, and funny enough, Razikel being a female archdemon. Razikel is a dragon of mystery, and her constellation being the Alluvia, commonly known as Sacrifice. Is it possible that Ghilan'nain will be used again? Just like how she was transformed into a Hala, would she be transformed into a dragon to take on the role of Razikel? So that's my little theory as to what I think is going to happen during Dragon Age the Veilguard. Looks like we're going up against the Blight again. I mean, it's about time because it's been a really long time since Dragon Age Origins, and I did kind of miss the Darkspawn storylines, so this is kind of cool, but also terrifying knowing that the Darkspawn and the Blight and Archdemons are just probably related to elven gods. And I feel more and more sorry for Solas. If you guys enjoyed this theory video, please let me know in the comments of what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, or if you have any theories of your own, because there are so many theories going around, especially for the Veilguard, and I'm loving all this Dragon Age content, so I would be happy to talk about Dragon Age with you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell button, because I will be doing more Dragon Age content, as it is my favorite game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!